The second floor Cayce described is often named the Akashic layer, the library of soul records. Here, the experience is less about relationships and more about information. Histories of choices, patterns, remedies, instructions that read like entries in a library you can consult. One documented case describes a mother who could not find a conventional cure for her child's persistent condition. According to the reading, she journeyed into a space where she was shown a botanical combination, a way to prepare a plant-based support that she later used in consultation with professionals and with cautious hope. The reading frames that retrieval not as a magical secret, but as a retrieval of layered knowledge accessible in altered states. Again, these are case files, not medical endorsements. They're interesting because they suggest that some nights function like research trips. The highest floor is communion with what Cayce characterized as the creative or divine consciousness, an experience of broad perspective, archetypal revelation, or prophetic insight. In his own documented dreams and those he recorded for others, he recorded instances where individuals received sweeping visions. One of the most often cited files is a prophetic vision recorded decades ago that many students interpret as anticipating large global shifts. An image-laden experience that, in the reading, was framed as an attempt by the higher field of consciousness to communicate a pattern, a warning, or an opportunity. Such encounters, when they occur, tend to change priorities rather than offer minute-by-minute instructions. So why does this matter for your morning? Cayce and the people in his files emphasize something he called soul attunement, the idea that the quality of your inner environment, your thoughts, your fears, your griefs, your hopes, helps determine which level your soul is more likely to visit when the body sleeps. If you live the day in a scattered, crisis-oriented frequency, the soul often reconnects with similar low-level vibrations. If your day is oriented to service, healing, learning, or calm intention, you prime the soul for higher investigations. The practical implication is simple and profound. The energetic posture you carry through daylight hours acts like a filter. The alignment question is an accessible way to shape that posture. Here's the mechanism in a nutshell. Imagine your life as a radio and your daily choices as tuning knobs. Most people scroll through life on autopilot, listening to whatever broadcast happens to be on. The alignment question is a single, repeatable adjustment that nudges your frequency toward what resonates with your deeper aims. It's not a guarantee that you'll always access the highest realm, but it shifts the odds by giving consistent daily attention to alignment. Over time, that repetition can alter both waking choices and the quality of nocturnal experiences. Now, here's the practical part. I'll give you 3 alternate phrasings of the alignment question. Pick the one that feels most natural and use that language consistently for the week. My chosen phrasing for this talk is this aligned with my soul's highest good? The alternatives are, will this move me closer to my soul's purpose today? And does this choice honor my deeper blueprint? Use whichever version resonates. For the rest of this script, I'll speak in the language of the first phrasing. A short morning ritual. 5 steps, easy to remember. Do this after you wake, before you launch into habitual busyness. 1. Breathe and ground. 30 to 60 seconds. Sit up, plant your feet, breathe deeply through the nose and out the mouth. Let 3 long breaths anchor you in the body. This is not breathwork training. This is a permission to slow and be present. 2. Ask the alignment question aloud or internally. Use your preferred phrasing. Is this aligned with my soul's highest good? Wait a beat. Notice the first thing that rises, an instinct, a memory, a sense of yes or no. That is the raw data you'll work with. 3. Pick the single priority that answers yes. Don't list 10 tasks. Choose one clear action for the next hour that feels aligned. It might be a conversation that needs honesty, an email asking for help, a walk in the park, or simply being kind to yourself. The point is to anchor the day with one alignment-based choice. 4. Visualize a simple protective field. Imagine a soft, radiant white light forming a gentle bubble around you. You might say briefly, I intend to be guided and protected today. Let only what serves my highest good enter my field. Keep it short, 10 to 20 seconds. This is not meant to stir fear. It's a safety habit. Protection as a basic spiritual hygiene, like washing your hands before cooking. 5. Journal one line or set a one-word anchor. Write a short note, the aligned priority, and a line about how you want to feel. This is optional but powerfully clarifying. Keep it to a sentence. Close the page and begin your day. A few practical notes about pacing and safety. This is an experiment in attention, not a strategy for escaping life's obligations. Do not use these steps as a substitute for medical care, therapy, or professional counsel when real-world problems require expert help. If you're exploring sleep experiences and begin to feel anxious, scale back and consult a trusted guide or clinician. The protective visualization is designed to prevent fear-based exploration. Do not obsess over astral techniques or try risky practices. Keep it gentle and steady. Midway through your experiment, you'll notice micro-changes. Decisions become less reactive, anger cools faster. You discover a steadier sense of direction. And sometimes, in the quieter hours of the night, your dreams begin to shift. They might be clearer, more thematic, or more focused on practical next steps rather than aimless symbolism. Cayce's files include such accounts. In addition to the 3 cases already mentioned, a businessman getting counsel from a deceased father in the borderland, a mother retrieving herbal guidance in the Akashic layer, and a prophetic vision recorded in Cayce's files, there are other shorter examples that illustrate how daytime intention moves into nocturnal fruit. One such micro-case involves a nurse recorded in a reading who felt overwhelmed by burnout and numbness. She introduced a small daily discipline. Every morning she asked a focused question about how to serve that day without depleting herself, and added a brief white light protection before each shift. Within weeks, she reported calmer interactions with patients, clearer boundaries, and an unexpected dream in which she saw herself in a different role, one that hinted at a shift in vocation. Whether you interpret the dream as literal guidance or as the psyche clarifying a buried longing, the practical fact in the reading was that a small morning habit reshaped both work decisions and inner clarity. Here's a micro hook for your attention. The one thing that decides whether your soul ends up in a healing temple or a draining pocket at night is the frequency you embody in the final hours before sleep. Daytime alignment is the amplifier. Asking the alignment question in the morning is not the only time to tune yourself, but it's a powerful anchor that influences later choices, doubts, unprocessed emotions, and bedtime rituals. A few more practical tips to help the experiment stick. Keep it brief. The point is consistency, not duration. Less resistance, more repetition. Be honest. If your gut says no to something, don't moralize, simply redirect. Saying no to an unaligned meeting or unaligned purchase is itself alignment. Use the question as a compass for relationships. Sometimes the right choice is to stay present in a hard conversation because it honors growth. Sometimes the right choice is a boundary. Let the question guide nuance, not dogma. Track small outcomes. Each night, jot one line about whether the day felt aligned and whether any dream material felt unusually relevant. This journaling can reveal patterns faster than vague noticing. A brief script you can use in the morning if you want something to say. I ask today, is this aligned with my soul's highest good? Show me the next right step. Protect me and guide my attention. Or for a protective sentence, surround me in white light. Let what does not serve my highest good fall away. Keep the language your own. These are templates. The goal is a short, repeatable, and affirmative sentence that centers you. Remember, the purpose of the alignment question is not to force supernatural outcomes or to promise miraculous cures. Cayce's collected files include cases where people reported healing, practical guidance, or prophetic glimpses. But these are records of individual experiences, not guarantees. If you encounter serious health or mental health issues, seek professional care. Use spiritual practices as complementary support, not replacement. If you try this, commit to a clear time frame. A week is a manageable experiment. Each morning, do the 5-step ritual. Each night, note a single line about what you experienced or what decisions felt easier. After 7 days, compare notes. Did your capacity to choose change? Did dream clarity shift? Did small opportunities appear or feel less intimidating? The point is to become an attentive witness to whether slight shifts in daily intention yield measurable shifts in life. There's one more small story to ground this. A young man, described in a reading, had been trapped in a pattern of depression and recurring nightmares that left him disoriented. In the reading, the advice given was practical and surprisingly simple. Establish a single stabilizing morning practice that affirms purpose, then add a brief protective visualization at night. Over time, his nightmares softened and his waking sense of agency increased. Again, this is a single case in a larger archive, but it demonstrates a principle. Stabilization in waking life creates space for safer, more constructive nocturnal work. So here's the challenge I give you. For the next 7 days, ask the alignment question each morning. Use the phrasing that fits you. My suggestion again, is this aligned with my soul's highest good? Keep the ritual to under 5 minutes. Pick your single aligned priority for at least the first hour after waking. Visualize white light briefly. Journal 1 line each morning or evening. Be the scientist of your own life. Collect data, notice patterns, and stay compassionate with setbacks. When the week is up, post 1 sentence in the comments about what changed. Was there a clearer decision? A calmer conversation? A dream that felt like an answer? Share 1 line so others can see how small habits ripple. If this shift speaks to you, consider subscribing for more practical tools. Short, repeatable practices that help translate inner clarity into everyday action. Finally, an encouragement. Your days are the training ground for your deeper journeys. The question you ask in the light of morning is the invitation you extend to the night. Over time, as you tune your daily frequency toward purpose and compassion, your nights tend to reflect that orientation. You don't have to become an expert in esoteric practice to influence your inner life. You only need to build a small habit of attention. Ask the question, choose 1 small aligned action, protect your field. Notice the difference. Dreams are not merely random images. They are often responses, rehearsals, and occasional answers. If you want those responses to be clearer, begin where you have the greatest leverage, the moment you step into the day. Ask, is this aligned with my soul's highest good? Let that simple sentence be the lever that moves your choices, your nights, and, slowly, your reality.